In my previous video, I have explained about the Newman projections and then Sahar's projections. In this video, let us discuss about the solid wedge formula and then Fisher projections. Let us get into the details. What are these? Solid wedge formulas and Fisher projections. Let me give some clarity on some wrong assumptions or some popular misunderstandings of the students regarding these solid wedge formulas and then Fisher projection formulas. Always remember, in solid wedge formulas, mostly we will be representing the bond line structure where carbon chain is represented in a zigzag manner. So let us take for example this compound, and it is represented like this: chlorine, bromine, iodine, CH3. How can you name this compound? Is 2-bromo, 2-chloro, 3-iodo, 3-methyl butane. So this is the IUPAC name of this compound. How can we represent solid wedge formula? Means here I have represented that thing only. Let us see. In a solid line, we know that mostly in the alkanes, especially at the chiral carbon atom, the carbon atom is present in sp3 hybridization. Since it is present in sp3 hybridization, the structure is a tetrahedral structure and the bond angle is 109 degrees 28 minutes. Always we will be using this solid wedge formulas and all only for the sp3 carbon atoms only. You can have that kind of thing. If it is sp2 hybridization, means there is no chance for that kind of representation. So that's why we will be using this sp3 thing. So basically the point is how to see the compound. That's what we should know. Always remember, in a tetrahedral structure, if you see, the structure will be like this. Of any carbon which is a tetrahedral thing, you can have a structure like this. So see, in the tetrahedral structure, you can have a bond angle of, you can see the structure. So these are the bottom sp3 ones and these are the top one, and the bond angle will be 180 degrees. So you should not see every carbon like this. You have to see the carbon like this. Whenever you see carbon like this, in Fisher projection, you have to see carbon from this end. So it is a tetrahedral structure, but the view should be like this. When we are viewing top, you can view from top, you can view like this, or you can view like this. You can view in any way, but your view should be proper and it should not be disturbing the thing. So whenever there is a tetrahedral structure, so this is a tetrahedral structure you are having. Based on the view, we will be writing this solid wedge formulas and then Fisher projection formula. In a solid wedge formula, we will be observing any compound in a different manner. So this is a compound, means you can view it like this also you can use. So whatever you see, if you see from the top end, or if you see like this, what is happening here? If you view from top, two are towards you and two will be away from you. Like this we will study in case of Fisher projection formula. In Fisher projections, we will see the compound in such a way that two will be towards the viewer and two will be away from the viewer. So in case of tetrahedral structure, in case of Fisher projections, you have to see the compound in such a way that two of the carbon atoms will be towards you 2 will be away from you. So this is the tetrahedral structure. I am not changing anything much. This is a tetrahedral structure and you are viewing the compound like this. So see, these reds are towards the viewer. When you are viewing from top, these two will be away from the viewer. So in Fisher projection, 2 will be towards the viewer and 2 will be away from the viewer. See, I am not changing the tetrahedral. You can see this also. These red are towards you and these two will be away from you. This is a tetrahedral structure. There is no wrong in this thing also. And when you view like this, in case of solid wedge formula, when you view the compound, one will be towards you. You have to view it in such a way that, now you see, this is a tetrahedral structure, right? You have to view the compound in such a way that 2 will be in the plane. If you see this 2, this one and this one are in the plane. This will be down the plane, this will be above the plane. You can see like this. So whenever you see the compound in such a way that 2 will be in a plane and 2 will be out of the plane. So in Fisher projection, you will view the compound like this. So 2 will be towards you and 2 will be away from you. And in solid wedge formula, you have to see compound in such a way that 2 will be in the plane of paper, 1 will be below the plane and 1 will be above the plane. So like that, always remember when you are writing solid wedge or Fisher projections, the view is very, very important. You have to imagine the molecule and you have to view. So in this case, when you are viewing in such a way that 2 atoms are in a plane, then 1 atom will be towards you and 1 will be away from you. So 1 will be towards you, 1 will be away from you. When 1 is towards you means you can see it very clearly. 1 is away from you means you can't see it very clearly. So that's why the one which is towards you is represented by the solid line. So simply we can call it as above plane. And the one which is away from you is below plane. So the solid thing represents that the atom is above the plane and the dotted line says that the atom is below the plane and the remaining is present in the plane of paper. Don't think that it is a compound like this, one is above and one is below. It is like a different angle change will be present. So whenever there is a tetrahedral structure, the original tetrahedral structure will be like this. We are viewing the compound in such a way like this. These two will be in the same plane. One will be away from the viewer, one will be towards the viewer, one will be away from the viewer. Like that you have to see. Most misunderstood part in this case is one is above the plane, one is below the plane, and these two are also perpendicular they will be viewing, but it is not correct thing. When it comes to Fisher projections, in Fisher projections, compound is represented by horizontal lines and then vertical lines. Horizontal lines represent atoms towards viewer. Horizontal lines represent atoms towards the viewer. Vertical lines represent atoms away from viewer. So horizontal lines represent atoms towards the viewer and vertical lines represent atoms away from the viewer. So see, this is a tetrahedral carbon atom. So you can see a tetrahedron here. Now how you have to view the compound is, you have to view the compound in such a way that 2 atoms will be towards you and 2 atoms will be away from you. Whether they are above the plane or below the plane, it is none of our business now. Remember carefully, here the atom is below the plane, it should be necessarily come to like this. It's not like that. you have to see the compound in such a way that 2 will be towards you and 2 will be away from you. When we are viewing, 2 will be towards you. This is a thing, right? 2 are in the plane means what is happening? 1 will be away from you, 1 will be like this, right? Here, whenever we are considering 2 are away from you. So see here, if you see like this, these 2 are in the same plane. This is above and this is below. You can see the compound like this also. Now you see 2 are towards you, 2 are away from you. So always remember the atoms present in this thing above and below plane will be towards the viewer. AP and BP atoms will be towards the viewer. In plane atoms will be present like this. So here you see Br, Cl and then CH3 will come. So whenever you are writing Fisher projections, you have to always imagine the compound in such a way that 2 will be towards you and remaining will be away from you. Let us take this one, C, CH3, C2H5, Cl and then Br is there. So how can you represent this thing into this one means these 2 are towards you. So you will write bromine and then hydrogen on a horizontal line among CH3 and C2H5. Always remember long chain should be represented in the bottom, short chain should be represented in the top. Then you can continue. These are the rules. When you are writing Fisher projection for any compound, above and below the plane should be on the horizontal line. Less substituted carbon should be on the top of vertical line. More carbon should be on the bottom of the vertical line. Now see what is the configuration of this means 1, 2 and 3. This is a S configuration. In this case 1, 2, 3. This is an R configuration. So H and Br should come. Hope you are understanding this thing. So listen carefully. Always whenever they give you any compound in solid wedge formulas, the thick line represents that the atom is above the plane, the dotted line represents that atom is below the plane. This is what you should understand. Mostly viewing of the compound plays a key role in Fisher projections and then solid wedge projection. In solid wedge projections, you have to view a compound in such a way that 2 atoms will be definitely in the plane. So one will be above and one will be below. But in case of the Fisher projection, you have to see atoms in such a way that 2 will be towards you and 2 will be away from you. Then you can understand the concept very clearly. So here on the horizontal line represents the atoms towards the viewer. That is above the plane and below the plane atoms will be towards the viewer. And vertical lines represents atoms away from the viewer, that is in the plane atoms will be coming. Like this we can convert one into another. Always remember this thing, there is no correlation between one form into another form. The interconversions are there. In a different video I will explain how we can interconvert one another. Have a look at this thing.